Good evening, everyone. Welcome and thank you for being here with us in this webinar organized by Doxity in partnership with ESCP Business School. We invite you to discover how it's like to study in the best European cities and launch your career with an international MBA with ESCP Business School. Thank you very much for being here with us tonight. We just ask you to bear with us while we wait for everyone to connect. We're expecting a lot of people from a lot of different countries, so just bear with us for a couple of minutes and we will start right away with the presentation. In the meantime, right here below on the Zoom menu, you will find the chat box and you can start writing, saying hello, telling us where you're connecting from. Then during the presentation, if some questions may arise, you can always place your question on the Q&A box and we will answer them at the end of the presentation for the Q&A section. So thank you very much for this. Just bear for a couple of minutes and we will start with this webinar organized by Doxity in partnership with ESCP Business School. Study in the best European cities and launch your international career with an MBA. Tonight with us, we have Alejandra Rubio from ESCP Business School. She is the admission coordinator of the ESCP Madrid campus. And we also have tonight with us Rafael Cortez Santana from Mexico. She is a former student of the MBA and he has finished, if I'm not wrong, in 2022. He will tell us everything about being a student of this MBA at ESCP Business School and what is the life after this MBA and how it got better, how he got better possibilities professionally speaking, thanks to this MBA with ESCP Business School. So thank you very much. So just bear with us for a couple of minutes. As I was saying before, right here below on the Zoom menu, you will find the chat box. You can start writing, saying hello, telling us where you're connecting from. We'll be glad to see where people are watching us from. And you will also find the Q&A box. There you can start placing your questions as they arise during the whole presentation, and we will answer them all at the end of the presentation with all the answers, the knowledge, and the experience from Alejandra Rubio and Rafael Cortez Santana. So just a couple of more minutes. This is the free webinar organized by Doxity in partnership with ESCP Business School. Study in the best European cities and launch your international career with an MBA. Our panel tonight includes Alejandra Rubio, admission coordinator of the ESCP Madrid campus, and also Rafael Cortez Santana from Mexico, who has finished the MBA in the year 2022. He will tell us all about his experience during and after doing this fantastic MBA. So without further ado, I will leave the floor to our panel, and I hope you all enjoy the webinar. Alejandra, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Lucia, for the introduction. Only one little precision, to precise that Rafael is ending the MBA within a month. But yes, he will share with us his experience during the MBA and how the MBA is changing his life. So now, we are going to start with the presentation. So let's start with a few figures about ESCP Business School. We are the world's oldest business school with more than 200 years of history. And what you need to understand, and which is very, very specific of our school, is that we have 6 campuses in Europe. And students who want to study at ESCP in person usually study on different campuses. This is really part of our DNA, and it is very important for us to give you the opportunity to learn from this multicultural diversity by studying, living, and working in different cities. As you can see, we are multi-accredited, and we are very international for our students, but also for our professors and staff members. So what's the goal of an MBA? People do an MBA usually for 3 reasons: because they want to get a new function, they want to work in a new industry, or they want to work in a new country. And like for the very vast majority of our students, this is what happens to them after graduation. It is very variable, but the key aspect that you need to understand is that people want to do an MBA in order to be career boosted and to get a professional evolution. This is crucial for you to understand. You want to do an MBA because you want to change. So a little bit more about the class profile. It is truly international. This year we have 20 different nationalities that greatly enriches the group learning and the multicultural MBA journey. The average age, as you can see, is 30 years old and 6 years of professional experience with a minimum of 3 years of professional experience. The whole class is about 80, 90 participants when they are all together, or divided into smaller groups when they are spread out across campuses. So they are not always all together in the same classroom, but in any case, you will be able to meet everybody. The class is very diverse, not only in terms of nationalities, but also in terms of previous studies. As you can see in the slide, people come from all kinds of backgrounds. You don't need to have studied management before, and in any case, if you need it, you can have a few courses at the beginning of the program for you to be sure that you are at the right level to follow modules like finance or statistics, for example. Rafael, what is your experience about this huge diversity in the MBA?
Sure, Alejandra. Well, what I can say about my experiences, the diversity is the main factor in the ESCP. You can find it since the moment you arrive to the school. You start to listen to different languages, different people in your class or in your classroom. You have different teams where you have to work together for different projects. Right now, for example, I work with people that come from Africa, from Asia, from Latin America. And also, as you said, the diversity on the backgrounds, it's very big. For example, I work with people that comes from arts, a girl that it's actually an actress. I come with people that is a banker, me, that I'm an engineer with a background in food industry, and we work in a project about finance. So the diversity is the main factor of the ESCP. I think it's the heart of the school. So you can find it everywhere. In every step you take in the ESCP, you will find it. So if you are into the diversity, multiculturalism, this is a place where you can find it, definitely.
Thank you, Rafael. So according to what Rafael just said, these are a few examples of our last year MBA students. And as you can see, coming from Cameroon, China, Lebanon, Mexico, France, from telecoms, e-commerce, finance, chemical, insurance. They are very international, showing this great diversity we are talking about in terms of profiles, nationalities, coming from all types of academic and professional backgrounds. You can contact them. I invite you to contact them anytime through LinkedIn. They will be more than happy to chat with you about their experience, to share their insight of the program with you, and even you can ask them questions about the admission process. About the employment report, obviously it is crucial when you want to study for an MBA, because as I said before, you want to change. We have here the figures showing this 87% of our graduates change sector, function, or and country after the program. 96% are employed within 3 months of the graduation, which is a very high employment rate. And yes, almost all of them, the 91%, work in an international environment. So the program prepared them very well for that. In terms of job sectors and functions, is really diverse as well. Rafael, would you like to tell us a little bit more about your profile? What kind of job did you before the MBA, and also what do you want after the MBA?
Sure. Talking about a little bit about me. I'm an engineer. I have 9 years of experience. I'm 32 years old. as becoming biochemical engineer, I was used to work in the food industry in different positions, so in operations, supply chain, quality, for big companies. I worked for Mars, I worked for Hershey, I worked for PepsiCo. So I had a background on the food industry. And when I joined the MBA, I decided to continue to grow, to boost my career in this area. I took the option. I was looking for the option to change careers. It's possible actually when you come to Europe and you can start new again. But well, I decided to keep in the same track. I have different offers now. When I was in Mexico, I used to have senior positions for a country level. Right now, I have the opportunity to be in process for regional positions in Europe. So it really helps to boost my career right now, and the view I have for my own industry in here in Europe.
Very good, thank you, Rafael. Following on the employment report, we have here some information about the job locations and about the average salary. This is obviously an average. This can vary a lot by industries and countries, and also some examples of recruiting companies in a wide range of sectors: tech, media, telecom, luxury and consumer goods, consulting, or financial services. At a glance, what is the MBA? The MBA in International Management of ESCP Business School, it's a general management program for young professionals with a minimum of 3 years of work experience and who have already at least a bachelor or a master's degree in any field. The program is now more flexible because a lot of potential candidates wanted to join the MBA, our MBA, in parallel to their jobs. So they asked us for more flexibility, and we implemented. Now you can customize your MBA. You have the choice of studying the MBA on campus, but also, and in this case, in different cities, but you can also do it online or even hybrid. And also you have the choice of studying the MBA in 10 months, which is called the fast track, or even in 2 or in 3 years, to be able to combine it with your personal and professional life. And obviously, rankings are very important for any business school and for you. So in our second year at the Financial Times ranking, we have achieved a very good position and we are very proud of it. We ranked number 27th worldwide, 8th in Europe, 1 in Germany, 2 in Italy, 2nd in Italy, and 3rd in France, UK, and Spain. And also number 1 in diversity and international experience of our students. All classes are in English, and it's not necessary for you to speak the language of the country where you are going to study the MBA, but we highly recommend you to learn the language of the country where you would like to work in after graduation, because it will increase your job opportunities, as you may know. The program offers French and German language classes included. The class sponsor this year is Cartier. We are very happy to have them as partnership, as they offer a lot of conference and events. We will ask Rafael in a minute for more information about Cartier. The MBA is a general management program, as we said, but at the end, you will have the choice between 4 specializations offered. It is like the program gives you a very good general management overview, and then you will be specialized in a specific file of your choice. During the program, you will work in 2 company consultancy projects as real consultants with real companies in real cases for several weeks and in teams. So the CCP, the company consultancy project, is a very good opportunity again for you to gain an additional experience to add it to your CV. But on top of that, sometimes students get recruited by these companies. Yeah, Rafael, could you please give us a little bit more information about Cartier from your experience?
Yes, of course. Well, I have the opportunity to meet actually people from Cartier for the first time here in the MBA. When I did my first semester in Paris, you have the opportunity to go to their facilities, to their headquarters, to actually know the people from Cartier, to know about their history, their business. They explain you a lot about what is Cartier, what is the relationship with ESCP. You can actually have a consultancy project with them. In this second semester, I know that some colleagues are doing with the Cartier CCP. So it's been very interesting to know about the luxury world. It's brand new for me, for example, but it opens your perspective to the different business that you can find in Europe. How they don't, even if they're luxury, they are looking for people that it comes from different backgrounds, because diversity is something very valuable for the companies in Europe. So with the experience that I have with them, it has been very open. I've had different events with them, cocktails, different times that we can share our ideas and to have networking. Basically, that the most important thing that offers the ESCP with Cartier is the networking that you have to do in order to increase your knowledge of the market here in Europe.
Absolutely. Thank you, Rafa. What makes our MBA approach special? We can see this in 4 pillars. First, the teaching methodology is not just from books, it's a very practical learning by doing, in a very collaborative atmosphere. You get to discuss a lot with your peers and professors. As you may know, in an MBA, most of the learning experience depends or happens with your colleagues of cohort. So yes, it is very about preparing cases, reading the materials, discuss them with your team or individually, and then you come to the class with questions on these real cases. Other is the professional training and experience. This is through the 2 company consultancy projects, through the Cartier sponsor, through the seminars, etc. So these are opportunities or facilities that the program provides you with to help you to build that professional training and experience. Then, of course, international and diverse dimension. If you choose to follow the MBA on site, you will study across 3 different cities or countries in Europe. But even if you choose the online, you will be part of, as everybody else, of a true international and diverse cohort, not just in terms of where people come from, but also in terms of academic and professional backgrounds. And then, as Rafael just said, the network. This networking is within your peers and professors and staff members, but not only, also outside the class, meeting companies, meeting professionals from the CCP, from Cartier as well, from the career service department, meeting alumni, etc. So as you can see, it is all about making you very employable and attractive in the job market. About the structure of the MBA. So we start in September with the onboarding period 0. It is online with a few subjects like fundamentals of mathematics or computer skills for those who need to reach the right level on these fields so that they can follow more comfortable some modules like finance or statistics during the program. Period 1 goes from September to December on Paris or online. Even if you choose online, you will be asked to come in person to Paris for the first week, the induction week. So you really have the opportunity to meet the whole cohort in person and spend some time with everybody and have the feeling of being part of something really unique and special. Period 2 goes from January to May. You have the choice of study in London, in Berlin, or again, online. And then the specialization period, either in Madrid or Turin, or online. And here again, if you choose to study online this period, you will be asked to come in person to the campus of your choice, Madrid or Turin, for the 2 weeks of the specialization. I will tell you in a minute how you choose the specialization. And finally, the thesis. between July and September, and you can do it from where you will be working. And it should reflect the experience and learnings you gain during the MBA. I would like to point out here that if you choose to study online, there are 3 weeks that you have to do in person. The first week, the induction week, at the beginning of the program, during the opening seminar, and then the 2 weeks of specialization. For the online format, the courses take place at the end of each week at a convenient time for all time zones, around European launch time, in order to allow professionals to continue working during the MBA. And for the online option as well, classes are synchronous and asynchronous, with personalized sessions with professors. The MBA also includes these 5 seminars. We have the iLeap seminar, exclusive for the MBA participants, and it is about your career progression and evolution, the problem solving and decision making, the research methodology, which is essential for your thesis, the international business simulation, and of course, a closing seminar as well at the end. And as we saw before, the MBA includes 2 company consultancy projects that are carried out, the first one in period 1, in parallel to the classes, and the second one after the specialization, during 3 exclusive weeks of dedication. Now that you know where you can study the MBA in international management, now let's see what you study. As you can see, subjects are covering all managerial areas, and you will also be able to learn or improve your language skills with French and German languages courses. Finance, economic, marketing, data and business, leadership and team building, operation management, etc. So yes, you will explore various topics through the core courses and the specialization for a total of around 500 teaching hours. The mindset of the core curriculum can be described as multicultural, entrepreneurial, strategic, sustainable, collaborative, and fostering leadership. Talking a little bit more about the specializations, as I said before, for the specialization period, you have to choose one of these 4 specializations offered by the program: consultancy in Madrid, entrepreneurship in Madrid, luxury in Turin, fintech and innovation in Turin. So the specialization allows you to dive deeper into a specific subject of your choice. If you choose to specialize in consultancy or entrepreneurship, you will go these 2 weeks to Madrid. And if you prefer to specialize in luxury or fintech and innovation, you will go to Turin. The rest of the period, you can do it online or in Madrid or in Turin. The specialization lasts 5 weeks. So 2 weeks of courses and 3 weeks of the company consultancy project that could be related to the specialization. About the company consultancy projects. As we saw before, the MBA includes 2 company consultancy projects, the CCPs. We only work with real companies in real projects. When the time comes, you will be offered different possibilities. You will work as a real consultant in teams of 4 or 5 people, and you will have assigned a tutor from the school and a tutor from the company to guide you on your projects. So they represent an opportunity to apply what you have learned in class, creating a real impact for the company, an opportunity to have a taste of different projects, sizes of companies, industries, etc. Also, these are 2 extra professional experience for you to add to your CV, but also to help you to identify your professional career after graduation. And it is also an opportunity, a great opportunity for you to expand your network and benefit from the company's experience. Yeah, Rafael, I was thinking, how was your experience with these CCPs? Can you tell us a little bit about?
Of course, yes. my experience was in France, in Paris, when I was in the first semester. I was in the CCP working for a consultancy firm, a French consultancy firm, a big firm in France. We were working about sustainable banking for green products that should be now in the market. So coming from an engineering background, I didn't know anything about finance, about banking. My team was composed by different backgrounds as well. So we have to catch up to figure out how all the information that we have to get. The client in this time, as you said, you become a consultant. The company is the client now, and you represent the school. So you have to catch up. You have to make a good impression of your work, basically, because maybe in the future you can get a job with them. That it's real in some cases right now, and of course it's complicated. It's not easy. I can say it. It's the consultancy project. It demands a lot of time, a lot of effort. You have to catch up with the things that you don't know, but that it's a very rewarding experience because you get to know different people, different businesses, and you get a lot of knowledge in a new area, and some people even change careers into the CCP new area. So it's been very interesting for me.
Very good, thank you. I'm really happy for you. About the career service, this department is implemented across all campuses, and it is open to all ESCP students, even for those studying the MBA online, of course. They are a very dedicated team of counselors, and if you need it, they will help you to identify your redesign, identify your career goals, to improve your CV, to enhance your LinkedIn profile, etc. They also offer individual coaching sessions. They organize the job fairs on specific industries like consultancy, marketing, finance, and they also organize the exclusive career development seminar for the MBA participants, the iLeap seminar, which is exclusive for MBA participants. So definitely a very strong opportunity for you to become employable after graduation. Rafael, once again, have you been in contact with this career service department? Did they help you?
Yes, actually, career services is like we have to be hand with them. I have coaching sessions, reviews of my CV, review of my LinkedIn, mock interviews, a lot of things I have with them in order to, as you said, increase my employability and to be more attractive as a candidate to the companies. So they guide you step by step how to be more attractive in this way. And very important, it depends on you that you look for them. The school offers a lot of seminars, a lot of things that you can join. But the most important thing is that you are willing to be helped and to look for them to increase your knowledge, because I think before that I had a good CV, I had a good LinkedIn, I had many things, but when I arrived and see that I have a lot to improve, even now I'm still improving, so I still have coaching session with them, and they're very willing to help. They help you with if you want to join the Spanish market, if you want to join the German, the French, any market you want. They have people from each market that can help you how to have their interview, how to perform better if you know anything about the market. So it's been very, very helpful.
Very good, thank you. Okay, now about the network at ESCP with the ESCP community. The network is a key asset in your MBA at ESCP from the day one. With 75,000 alumni members all over the world, you will have the opportunity to tap into this network and to boost your career through different actions, like the networking events, the mentorship program, these industry bootcamps, the professional coaching. You will have access to the alumni directory. You can be part of the alumni or any MBA student associations, etc. So yes, you will be able to meet them during your MBA program and also after graduation. They are always really helpful and open to help you to develop your network too. And remember that by doing the MBA, you will be part of this global community as well. Rafael, have you been in contact with alumni or not yet?
Yes, I have a lot of alumni, a lot of peers, a lot of staff members. I think I've met, I don't remember the amount of people I have met now. So yes, it's a must. I could say it like that.
It's a must. In an MBA, this is not a nice to have, it's a must. So
Yes,
I agree with you.
that's it.
The entrepreneurship is really, really in the DNA of our school. As we said before, the MBA is a very good preparation for you to launch your own business through the core courses and the specialization. Besides, ESCP is always supporting new projects and ideas, thanks to the 3 Blue Factory incubators implemented in Berlin, Madrid, and Paris, and also 1 startup accelerator in Paris. You will have the opportunity to pitch your business ideas to investors, or you can participate in the different events they organize across campuses, like the Entrepreneurship Festival. And remember that the MBA offers a specific scholarship for entrepreneurs profiles, and we will see that in a minute. These are a few more examples of our MBA alumni. You can see it in the slide. Yeah, again, please don't hesitate to contact them. They will be more than happy to help you to learn on the MBA. And also you can ask them to share with you how the MBA changed their professional lives. And yes, why not? You can start building your MBA community network. Rafa, if you will have to, if I request you to define the MBA in in 2 or 3 sentences, what would you say?
I can begin very easily, like saying that the MBA is a life-changing experience. If you expect to join the room, being the same, to leave the room being the same person as you joined for the first time, that's not going to happen. It's a life-changing experience. Your overview and your perspectives of many things are going to change, not only about jobs or your professional career. It's all about people, about diversity, about how you can reach different levels that you didn't maybe know before. So I could say, like, the MBA, it's that.
Thank you. Well, we finished the presentation. Let's talk now about the admission. If you really liked what we are talking about the MBA, for the admissions, the admission requirements are the proficiency in English and to have at least a 3-year bachelor degree at the university and 3 years of professional experience minimum. If you fulfill the requirements and you want to apply to the MBA, you have to access the online application on the website of the program, and you have to add this list of documents: the CV, the degree certificates, the transcripts of your university marks, 1 or 2 referee letters in English with the contact data in case we need to contact them, PDF of your passport or ID, and a GMAT or a GRE or a TASMAS or equivalents. If you don't have one of those ones, you can take, after you submit your application, our in-house test SHL, and you can prepare for that with the training exercises that we are going to send you once you submit your application. Our in-house test SHL, once again, It's an online test. The length is a maximum of 45 minutes. And you can do it in the language that you prefer, is multilingual. And you have to add also an English score test, an official one, IELTS or TOEFL EBT or Cambridge or TOEIC. And the level required is C1. Once you submit your application, you give us like 5 days, 5 working days, and then we will, if your application is accepted, you will be invited to the admission interview with 2 staff members of the program. The program fee is 51,500 euros. The application fee is 180 euros, and the deposit that you have to do upon admission is 5,000 euros, deductible of the total fee. Well, let's talk about a little bit of scholarship. I think that you may be interested. So we have discounts, grants, scholarships, and specific scholarships for people living coming from LATAM. Now, if you submit your application before the end of April, you can have this MBA spring offer discount, the early bird 2, of 1,500 euros. Then you have 2 grants. You don't need to apply to them because it's the jury who is giving it to you with the admission. If your final mark is between 15 and 17, you will have the merit and diversity grants. If your final mark is between 17 and 20 points, you will have the excellence grant. This final mark is composed by your application form, the admission interview, the GMAT, GRE, or SHL mark. Yeah, and the English level is green light or red light. Okay, next we have some scholarships. We call them like that, by profile, for entrepreneurial profiles, NGO profiles, or women in leadership profiles. The next jury is, yeah, the deadline is 11th of May. And you will need to be already admitted if you want to apply to one of these scholarships. And then you have one more, the society contribution. To apply to it, you only need to answer one of the essays in the essays section of your application if you think that you have participated in a project with positive social impact. And then, as you may already know, we have some special agreements with Colfuturo for Colombia, ICETEX as well for Colombia, IFARU for Panama, and FUNED in Mexico. So with them, you can have scholarships from 7,000 to 10,000 euros, and they give you as well the possibility of have this financial support. So we finished. Thank you very much for your attention. You can contact us at any time. Don't hesitate to contact us. Don't keep any doubt or question. We are here to help you, and I will be more than happy to support you during your admission process. And thank you again.
Thank you very much, Alejandra, for such a wonderful presentation. Also to Rafael for this very valuable testimonial. We already have quite a few questions for Alejandra, but not only, also for Rafael, sorry. For the rest of our participants, you're still on time to keep on placing your questions in the Q&A box, so we will answer them as we go through. So some of them are about the things you have already explained just now. Okay, one question for Rafael. Hello, Rafael. Were you in Mexico before? Are you planning to stay in Europe now?
Yes, I am planning for sure to stay in Europe. It's one of my main goals. I think to go back to Mexico maybe in 2 or 3 decades. So,
Okay.
so but it's my personal plan. So I came until Europe to stay in Europe. So it's my focus and it's possible. So.
Okay. Okay, good to know. Thank you very much, Rafael. Here we have a question for. Yes, go ahead.
Excuse me for to interrupt you, but Rafael, I think that the question is in this line. How did you deal and how did you manage about the visa permit? How did you do for the visa permit?
Well, the process of the visa, it's a tough way. I started my visa application in Mexico for the French visa because I started in Paris. It's a lot of time you have to dedicate to the process, but once you have the visa, you can study and have work time in France. After that, you have to look for you have to renew your visa, and therefore you can stay in Europe. I think the French visa allows you to be 1 year in France. Then you have another year to renew, to look for a job. With this French visa, I came to Madrid to continue my studies and to have a permit to live here. But it's you have to consider that it's a lot of time and a lot of effort to do all the paper that is necessary.
Rafael, do you remember by what month did you apply to the MBA?
Yes, I applied in March and I received my confirmation in end of April, beginning of May. I had my schedule to the visa with the consul in June, and I received my visa at the end of June. And so since the moment you have your admission and you're accepted, you have to start doing all the paperwork. So it took me like almost 2 to 3 months to finish that process in Mexico.
So 2 things. Conclusion: as soon as you apply, the sooner the better. Yes. You have your admission letter, and then you have to know that you can't have the visa beyond 3 months before the program starts.
Yes.
So in any case, you can have the visa before June, July, August, September. So you have time. You are on time. You can still apply if you want to do the MBA. You have time enough. Yes. Thank you, Rafael.
Okay, thank you very much, Alejandra and Rafael. Going further with the questions, another one for Alejandra. Do you need high grades to access this MBA?
Okay, I understand that this person means is talking about the university, and the answer is no. We only require a good university report, but this MBA is not designed only for outstanding university students. Is the next step. We are looking for people very motivated, very hungry of business, I would say, who fall in love with the school and with the program, and who want to really take advantage of all the benefits of the program. So no, you don't need to have the best marks at the university.
Okay, and when you were saying before a good university report, what were you referring to?
The marks.
Okay, they need to be good, but not outstanding.
It's not necessary.
Okay.
We used to do a very holistic evaluation of each participant during the admission process. I think that Rafael can confirm this. We look everything of the person, and we spend at least 30 minutes in the admission interview, because we really want to know the person, what has the person inside, and what will be the match between the candidate and the program and the candidate, what are the expectations of the candidate, and if this is going to work, you know. But no, you don't need to have the best marks at the university.
Okay, thank you very much, Alejandra. We have some students from, I guess, Spanish-speaking countries asking if we could speak in Spanish. Unfortunately, tonight, having an international audience tonight, we want to be as inclusive as we can talking in English. Please go ahead.
But you can write me in Spanish if you want to. You have my email address, right? I can put it, or maybe Lucia, you can put it in the chat.
Yes, you can put it on the chat so everyone can, and actually, as Alejandra was saying before, the admission interview, if I remember correctly, could be done in any language you prefer. Is that right, Alejandra? When you were explaining the requirements, the admission requirements.
I didn't understand the question. Sorry, I was looking in the Q&A chat with to put my email address. Can you repeat it, please?
Yes. Actually, the email address better if you put it on the on the chat. I was saying before that when you were explaining the admission requirements, you mentioned that there is the admission interview, that it could be done in any language. It's a multi-language.
No. The admission interview is done in English.
Okay.
You really need to be fluent in English. You really need to really need to verify that you have this C1 score with an IELTS or a TOEFL EBT or a Cambridge, because we need to guarantee you that you're going to understand everything that we are going to explain you. Otherwise, you're going to be lost. So yes, the admission interview will be in English for everybody.
Okay.
Maybe at the end, the jury gives you the opportunity to ask anything you need in Spanish, but the admission interview will be in English.
Okay, understood. Thank you very much. So now Alejandra will go ahead and put her email address on the chat. So whoever wants to reach her out also in Spanish, she's more than available to assist you. So in the meantime, we have more questions. So we can choose one for Rafael. Okay, hello, Rafael. What did you do before this MBA, I guess? And why did you choose this program?
Okay, before the MBA, I was working in Mexico as a senior responsible of quality for the Hershey company. I was working full-time. I decided to quit my job to come to this MBA. And why did I choose this MBA? Well, you have a lot of options. There's plenty of options of business schools in Europe. I think I looked for 3 different things. The first one was the rankings, of course. So we wanted to be in a high school, in a very important school. So that was one point. The second was the diversity. Being in Europe, it means to be in an environment of a lot of diversity. But the difference of the ESCP that I found is to live in different countries gives you a different perspective. Most of the university you live only in one country. And you met a lot of people from different backgrounds and countries, etc. But the experience to live abroad in more than one country, it's what I choose, this MBA. And finally, why did an MBA and not another master's? It's because I wanted really to boost my career. I know that the MBA it's a career booster more than a master's specialty or any other kind of studies. So that's why I choose an MBA. This is the combination of factors that I used to join the ESCP.
Okay, Rafael, thank you very much. So here's a question that either Alejandra or Rafael can answer. Do you recommend doing your MBA earlier in your career or later when you have more experience?
Would you like to start, Rafael?
Sure. Yeah. Well, I know you have to have 3 years of minimum experience. I will say that 3 years is enough because if you have less or you're just at the start of your career, many different topics that we touch in class, for example, finance or operations or any other kind of subjects, it won't make sense or it won't ring a bell for you. So in order to you really take advantage of the courses, of the experience with your partners. When you can share experience, it's more recommendable to have experience, not just to be in the beginning of your career.
Yeah, exactly. And I would say that the minimum that the program requires is 3 years, and the average, I remind you that is 6 years of professional experience. So we have people who work a little bit more than 6 years, but not more, because if you have already worked like 10 years, I think that you may want to go for the executive MBA. And then I think that your profile could match better with executive MBA, people who has already worked, 10 or 12 or 15 years of a solid professional career.
Okay. Thank you very much, Alejandra and Rafael.
And Lucia,
yes.
Sorry. I'm Spanish. I interrupt. Sorry. No, I wanted to precise. I'm looking at this, ¿es presencial o virtual? The MBA in International Management of ESCP is the most customizable, personalizable of the world at this moment. So you can do it in person, on campus, Paris, and then London or Berlin, and then Madrid or Turin. But you can also do it everything online or in hybrid. You can choose, okay, period 1 in Paris, and then the rest online because I need to adapt it to my professional and personal rhythm. So the answer is both. It is in person or an online or hybrid. You choose. Thank you, Lucia.
Okay, thank you, Alejandra. Another question, do you help students to find accommodation? I've heard there's a big crisis in Europe with that.
Rafa, I'll let you the floor.
Yes, well,
from your experience.
Yeah, the school doesn't give you accommodation. It's not that easy. They provide you guidelines, or this is the neighborhood. You can find this in this web page, or we have partnership with some other websites, for example, Stood Apart or any other accommodation sites. But you have to look for your own accommodation. I recommend it to do it with a lot of time. It's I think the average on my cohort, that the time that they took to find accommodation, it was about between 1 and 2 months to find accommodation. They were actually actively looking for accommodation, and from 1 to 2 months to find it.
Okay, understood. Anything to add, Alejandra?
No.
Okay, thank you very much. So we have different questions about admission requirements, scholarships, and prices. So Alejandra, what do you say if we share once more the slide where you have all this information displayed, so we can refresh it for our participants?
Sure. I think I'm gonna need to navigate.
Okay.
Let's see. The requirements are these 2 requirements. You have to be proficiency in English. You need to show that you have a certificate valid of C1 level with TOEFL EBT, an IELTS, a Cambridge, or a TOEIC level C1, I insist. And at least 3 years bachelor degree. You can have a master degree, but at least a 3 years university diploma, and at least 3 years of professional experience. The program fee, total fee, is 51,500 euros. The application fee is 180 euros. And the deposit to keep your place upon admission, you will have 2 weeks to do it, is 5,000 euros, which will be deductive of the program total fee. And for the application, you need to fill in your application. You can access the application on our website. And you need to add the CV, the degree certificates, the transcript of marks of the university, professional reference, 1 or 2 in English, the copy of the passport, an admission test, like the GMAT, the GRE, the TASMAS, or our in-house test. You can prepare for our in-house test with some training exercises that we will send you after you submit your application. It can take like 2 weeks for you to prepare well for the test. And an English score official test as well, like IELTS, TOEFL, Cambridge, or TOEIC level C1. So once we have all that, the next deadline is, I mean, we have deadlines, you know, but actually, I like to adapt the rhythm of the admission process to each candidate's rhythm. So as soon as you submit your application, I adapt myself and I take your application and we evaluate it, and I contact you to coordinate the admission interview. If you have to do the SHL, we will find a day as well. So no worries. I will guide you step by step. Then you have the admission interview, and once we have the admission interview, the SHL, if you don't have the GMAT and every item, in a week, you will have the result of your admission. And if you get admitted, and I wish you to be it, you will have 2 weeks to pay the deposit for your place. Okay. I hope I have answered.
Yes, and then there were questions also about the scholarships requirements. I think is the following slide.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you submit your application before the end of April, you can have this MBA spring offer, a discount of 1,500 euros, and then with your final mark in your admission, you will have merit and diversity grant, or you may have this excellence grant. You have also these scholarships by profile, entrepreneurial, NGO, women in leadership. The next deadline is 11th of May. And if you want to apply to one of them, you have to be admitted already into the program. So the sooner the better. You apply, you submit your application, and you do your admission interview. And then you have this society contribution. If you have participated ever in a project with a positive social impact, if you have any doubts, you can contact me and we can see this together. And you can apply to the society contribution scholarship. And then we have specific agreements, special agreements for scholarships on financial aids with Colfuturo and ICETEX for Colombia, and FADO for Panama, and FUNED for Mexico. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Alejandra. Is it possible to apply or access to more than one scholarship?
Yes, you can. And we will keep, because they are not cumulative, all of them, but we will keep always the most important discount.
Okay. Okay, understood. Thank you very much. So we are running out of time, but the last thing I wanted to do is to ask Rafael. There's a question here. How did your professional life change, and what can you say to the prospect students of this MBA?
Well, from my perspective, I came to and used to work in Mexico with a lot of only people from Mexico, maybe some people from the United States, some stakeholder from Brazil, but that's it. There was not a very diversity or multicultural environment in my previous job, so that I wanted to change it for that. Now in Europe, right now I'm in the search of job. I haven't finished my MBA, but in professional speaking, I have received offers from Middle East. I'm actually in the process in Dubai. I'm processing here in Spain, and a process in France with French speaking jobs, English and Spanish. So the perspective has changed a lot. I could say that it's a very big change for me, and of course I will take it. But it's important for you to know that you have to be prepared. You have to do a lot of effort, to sacrifice a lot of things, and to prepare yourself. It's not that easy as just I have an MBA and that's it. The companies are coming for me just in a line. That's not the case. You have to prepare. You have to look for it since the day one. And after many months, as me, that I have prepared for many months, this is the result. So it's on you basically. So the school helps you, but you have to do the job.
Thank you very much, Rafael. Alejandra, is there any final message you would like to leave to our participants tonight?
I would like to thank you, Lucia, for this opportunity. Thank you very much, Rafael, for joining us for this webinar. I really enjoyed with you. And thank you for all the audience or every people who connected to this webinar from Latin America and Portugal y España. Please feel free to contact me anytime. I will be very happy to answer your questions. And I invite you as well to reach me on the website. You can book a slot for a video call with me. So I will have more time to explain you deeper the program. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I already put again on the chat Alejandra's email address for whoever would like to contact her also in Spanish as she proposed. I wanted to thank you, Alejandra and Rafael, for this wonderful presentation. It was an honor to me to present this webinar organized with ESCP Business School. My name is Lucia from Doxity. For whoever would like to have the certificate of attendance issued by Doxity, you can send your request at webinar@doxity.com, putting the webinar you're referring to, first and last name and email address used to participate of this event. So thank you very much again, Alejandra, Rafael, and to the whole ESCP Business School team. On behalf of Doxity, I thank you all for participating, and we hope to see you soon on the next event. Have a nice evening. Bye.
Bye-bye.